take cover, take aim, and take out everything you can.
Time to run again, Rana. You never know what I might blow up next.
Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 third-person shooters of all time. For this list, we're looking at third-person games whose major focus is on the shooting mechanics.
Permission to fire, sir.
We're excluding open-world games, as we already have a list for them, and platform and stealth-based games, since shooting is not the main focus of those games. And finally, as usual, one game per franchise.
Get down! On the ground!
Number 10, Syphon Filter.
Get ready for data transmission.
Released in 1999, this PlayStation shooter was considered very cinematic for its time. With a large variety of weapons, you play as Gabriel Logan, a member of an agency known simply as, wait for it, the Agency, as he hunts a Nepalese terrorist. Though the game lacks analog stick control, the controls do a good job of compensating for this with a handy lock-on and manual aim mechanic with an aim assist. While time certainly has not been kind to the look of this game, it's still fun to play. Number 9, SOCOM 2, US Navy SEALs. This game, in which you play a 4-man Navy SEAL squad traveling the world hunting terrorists, presented the player with a rather detailed world, including different locales around the globe.
Boa escolha. Vou lhe dar o desconto especial.
A major feature of this game was the USB headset, in which you could give voice commands to your AI teammates, making it feel like you were part of the action.
Copy that. Holding here.
While we're sure that half of the kids that were speaking in the headsets online weren't obeying the game's M rating, the multiplayer was fast and exciting, as this series overall was one of the leaders of online action for the PS2.
We better get some serious time off for managing to capture so many of the top dogs alive.
Number 8, Dead Space 2.
We're all gonna burn for what we did to you.
Set 3 years after the original, you play as unfortunate engineer Isaac Clarke as he once again fights against the terrifying necromorphs. This time on a space station above Saturn's moon of Titan. While its predecessor was considered a landmark for the action horror genre, this game ramped everything up to 11. Adding to the horrifying immersion, it notably featured an in-game diegetic HUD system that deterred from distractions, adding to the horrifying immersion. And of course, there's the crap your pants, terrifying enemies that could only be killed by dismembering them in strategic locations, making for a game that left players everywhere sleeping with the lights on. Number 7, Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter.
Eliminate all rebel elements.
One of the earliest games on the Xbox 360, Advanced Warfighter made one hell of a first impression.
I'm done playing with you, Mitchell. This time is for keeps.
Playing as Captain Scott Mitchell trying to protect the presidents of both the US and Mexico, and recover stolen US technology, the game showcased the power of the next-gen consoles. The third-person perspective creates a really cinematic feel to the game, and the fact that you could die very easily gave it some much-needed realism, as you had to rely on tactics rather than the usual run-and-gun style of third-person shooters. Number 6, Max Payne.
That's you, Max, a regular Boy Scout.
Playing as Max Payne, an NYPD cop whose family is brutally murdered, players were introduced to a mechanic that was incredibly novel, despite the fact that it quickly became a Me Too feature in dozens of other games to follow. With bullet time, players could control Max as he dove through the air and killed bad guys in true John Woo-style slow motion. While it was considered a true technical achievement for the time, the game also had a dark and gritty story with some fantastic poetic writing, making its neo-noir theme all the more effective.
It was colder than the devil's heart, raining ice pitchforks as if the heavens were ready to fall.
Number 5, Uncharted 2, Among Thieves.
Yeah, hello.
A sequel to the 2007 original, which perfected almost everything that was introduced in its predecessor. This time, you control Nathan Drake as he embarks on a quest to find the Sintamani Stone.
Come on, we've got to hurry.
This is a game that proved that video games could be taken seriously as a truly cinematic, visual storytelling medium.
This is bullshit, Nate.
Yeah, don't play into his game.
Aside from the traditional run-and-gun gameplay, Nate's able to jump across gaps, climb walls, and perform other various platforming-related motions that are animated in startling detail. Coupled with the beautiful locations, this game feels like a true Hollywood adventure.
8 helicopters!
Number 4, Mass Effect 2.
You're working too hard.
Taking place in the Milky Way galaxy during the 22nd century, you play as Commander Shepard, an elite human soldier who has to gain the trust and loyalty of a group of diverse characters to battle an ancient alien species known as the Collectors.
They're a species from somewhere beyond the Omega-4 relay.
With a memorable cast of characters, an engaging storyline, and deep sci-fi lore, you are forced to make some very difficult story-altering choices.
We don't have enough people on our side for you to take one for the team. Stand down!
Coupled with different biotic abilities and 6 classes to choose from, this game feels like your very own personal adventure.
All right, Shepard, we'll do it your way. Hit him for me. Keep us alive.
Number 3, Gears of War.
That was satisfying.
Released in 2006, this game gave the Xbox 360 a huge boost in popularity. You control Marcus Phoenix, the leader of Delta Squad, as they wage a last-ditch effort to save the planet Sarah against the Locust Horde. The game looks gorgeous, and it very effectively immerses players into the brutal, fast-paced action. The game featured a great, responsive cover system, addictive multiplayer matches, and literal bone-crunching sound design. And who can forget the brutally fun chainsaw bayonet? Number 2, The Last of Us.
Tired of shit.
The Last of Us was Naughty Dog at its finest, presenting the player with a bleak, post-apocalyptic world.
Yeah, we need to get around this mess.
You play as Joel as he brings a young girl, Ellie, across the United States in order to find a cure for the zombie-like infection that has ravaged the country. The game is presented in a realistic way, including a scavenging mechanic for various items to make weapons and health kits, along with unique enemy AI, where enemies will actively try to flank you. Beautiful, haunting, and tragic all at once, the game mixes tense third-person gameplay with a completely immersive world. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Number 1, Resident Evil 4.
Sure you boys didn't just tag along so we could sing Kumbaya together at some Boy Scout bonfire.
This game, when released in 2005, completely revolutionized the third-person shooter genre. You play once again as Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 2, as he embarks on a quest to save the president's daughter.
I see that the president's equipped his daughter with ballistics, too.
The over-the-shoulder view that it popularized is now still used in third-person shooters today. It also added manual aiming interactions with the environment and a unique inventory system that felt authentic. On top of that, the relentless barrage of villagers and terrifying monsters coming at you made for some intense, edge-of-your-seat action that few games have since been able to match. Do you agree with our list?
I'm sorry, I'm having trouble hearing you. I'm getting a lot of bullshit on this line.
Which third-person shooter had you ducking for cover?
Move!
For more exciting top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.